So here I am at long last with Madonna in her trailer in the middle of the rehearsal hall. How are you doing?
I'm doing really pretty good, considering the fact that I haven't slept in about 3 months.
And you sound a bit husky.
Yeah, I'm losing my voice.
Is that too much singing?
Too much singing and too much screaming at everybody.
So how well is the rehearsal going?
I think we're doing really well, considering all the work that's being done. This is a really complicated show.
I get the impression you're not very good at delegating, that you have to oversee every part of everything. Yeah, that's why you're so tired.
Yeah, it's true.
Is that because you're a perfectionist, or because so the team around you must be pretty good to satisfy?
Yeah, they're great. If they're not, they're gonna know about it.
So how many people, we're in this huge, it's like an aircraft hangar, how many people are working on Madonna's new show?
Oh my God, I don't even know. I mean, there's 7 dancers, 2 singers, me, 10, 8 musicians, 18. All the musicians have their own tech.
What's a tech?
Like someone who takes care of their instruments and stuff. Okay. So that's 8 more. I mean, and then there's people who work the soundboards, and there's people who do the lighting, and then there's all the guys that move all this stuff. And I mean, there must be 100 people in here working right now. What's
the kind of sets it going to be? I mean, every time you go out, there's something different. Mm-hmm. Every 2 years, you tend to come up with something new, something different, something people aren't expecting. Mm-hmm. So what's it going to be this time?
Well, I don't want to give away a lot of the surprises. I want it to be a surprise to people when they see it.
Right.
But I can say that we basically create 4 different worlds on the stage, and in each of these stages a different mood is set, and in each of these moods I choose to put certain songs in the moods. You know what I mean?
Are these old songs or the new songs?
Everything from my very first record to stuff that a lot of people haven't heard from the Dick Tracy soundtrack. So it really runs the gamut from my early records to my present records, and then stuff that's more in the period feel, which was what Dick Tracy's in. There's some stuff that's very 1940s. So I tried to have the best of both worlds, keep a period flavor, but still have some kind of a modern sound to it. Yeah.
So, but you will release the maybe a couple of the period tracks as singles.
I'd love to.
I think it's just going to shock so many people.
Yeah. Well, I'm in favor of that.
Do you think? Are you a little nervous that although you've got a huge, broad kind of audience, are the 14, 15-year-old kind of fans that you have, are they going to be a little bit, hey, what's this,
Well, the thing is, it's coming out at the same time that Dick Tracy's coming out, so they have to understand that it goes hand in hand with, Dick Tracy takes place in 1940. I wear clothes in that I wouldn't wear now. I mean, I think they're going to understand that it comes from a different time. Mm. But there's a sort of a cartoon quality about the soundtrack as well.
Right.
I'm sort of taking on a lot of different characters, but trying to keep in that time frame.
I think you'll also capture a new audience, a much older audience. I can see this being played in quite elegant restaurants and things like that. Does that please you?
Of course. I don't care who listens to my music. The more it reaches, the better.
So how long did the album actually take you to make?
I'd say about 8 months.
Is that like normal for you for an album?
No, it takes me less time usually. But I was also shooting the movie while I was writing the songs. And then I changed a lot of the songs based on per the request of Warren Beatty, because I wanted some of them to be in the movie and he wanted me to change some of the lyrics.
Right.
So I had to make alterations that I normally wouldn't have done, because it is in fact a collaboration. It is coming out
together with the movie.
Right.
Talking about the movie, how confident are you about Dick Tracy? It's being billed as the smash of the summer of 1990. Are you confident about that, or are you a little nervous about the hype? Or
well, I am nervous about it, but I have a lot of positive feelings about it. I saw a rough cut of the movie recently, and I think it's really great. It's definitely the best movie I've ever been in, and he's the best director I've ever worked with, and he's had a lot of success. And I think it has a lot of commercial appeal, so I think there's a lot going for it that it would be a big hit. I don't want to jinx myself. I'm superstitious, so I just keep my fingers crossed and hope for the best. How
difficult was it for you to be directed by, act alongside with, and be, personally involved with Warren Beatty at the time? Didn't you kind of scratch each other's eyes out all the time?
Not at all.
No? Was it easy?
Well, first of all, our relationship developed as we were working. It wasn't like we were already involved and then we started doing the movies, so it was it was like the energy that you have when you first meet someone and you're really attracted to them, but you don't know them well enough to scratch their eyes out. You just use that energy was sort of kept us going. Right. You know what I mean? And actually inspired me in the work that we had to do. And he's very professional, and so am I, so there was never a time where we would let
personal issues get in the way.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's a very, very diplomatic, easygoing director. He's not tyrannical. He doesn't, it's not a tense set, you know what I mean? And he's very generous with actors, and he gives you whatever you need to get the scene done. He can separate. So as long as you can do that, then nobody wants to tear each other's eyes out.
So how do you feel about all the press attention that's not only come on Dick Tracy? I mean, I think probably, you know, if we're both honest, the thing between yourself and Warren Beatty has definitely helped the publicity of the movie. But does that please you in a way, or do you just full stop hate the attention on your personal life?
Well, I mean, if a celebrity's going to go out with a celebrity, people are going to want to know about it. I'm not surprised by it. I just accept it as a way of life.
Is there a limit to what you'll take?
Yeah, I mean, if they're like, it's one thing for them to like say, oh, they're an item, whatever. We saw them going here, we saw them going there. Will they get married? I don't mind anything that's positive. What I don't like is negative. You know, like he's doing this to her, she's doing. I mean, because it's all made up anyways. And if they're going to make it up, they might as well just be positive. That's the only thing I don't like.
Do you think that's damaging to a relationship? When
it can be rough, because even if it's not true, you know, when you read something about,
there's a part of you that's going,
that goes, well, do you know that person? Or, you know, I mean, it's hard. It really is hard. You read that the person you're going out with is going out with somebody else. It's like, but you just get a thick skin for it after a while. You just, as long as the relationship's going well, those things don't bother you. It's when it's not going well that you start, you know, sort of tuning into that stuff.
How about your family? How do they feel about kind of the constant attention on your time? Because you've got, what, 4 brothers? And 3
4 brothers and 4 sisters.
And 4 sisters.
My family doesn't really deal with it. I mean, they don't bring it up. They don't say, God, it really, I can't believe all the attention you get. They don't call attention to it. They just treat me like a normal human being.
Right.
You know, and my brother goes, for instance, my brother is working with me on the show. He's the artistic director. And he's staying at my house right now, and he goes running with me in the morning, and a lot of times there's paparazzi. He just laughs, his picture gets taken too, and he just laughs. I mean, they understand.
Yeah. Do you think your brothers and sisters, think it's hard for your brothers and sisters to be Madonna's brother or sister?
Well, I wouldn't want it to be the other way around.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I can't really speak for them. I think it would be hard for anybody to be in that position, to be a sibling of someone who is incredibly famous, but I think I have a really good relationship with all my brothers and sisters, and I think that whatever bad feelings they have about it, or whatever competition they feel, it's healthy. Yeah. And that they've all come to terms with it.
How many would you say close friends you have around you?
I'd say I have about 8 to 10 really close friends.
And do you get to see them quite a bit?
They come and visit me when I'm working.
Right.
And if I can't see them, I call them.
Are they all in this business?
Yeah.
Pretty much so, I guess.
Pretty much, yeah. They're in the music business or the movie business, or they're artists in some way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are they friends that you've known for years and years? Or are there any old friends from way back?
A couple of them are, and those are my longest friends, like the ones that knew me way back when.
Have you ever found that once you start getting a little bit well known, you can't sometimes relate to your old friends? Some of the old friends perceive you in a different way.
Well, once I left home, which is Michigan, I never could deal with my friends. This was before I was famous. And I can't honestly say that I noticed that my friends that I had before I was famous changed on me. I guess I have to chalk that up to my impeccable taste in people.
So what about the future? How far ahead in the future do you think? Just like the next rehearsal day, or the tour, or the...
I guess I'm thinking right about that last day of the show.
Really? And then what? And then what are you going to do?
And then I'm going to take a vacation.
A very long one?
No, I don't like long vacations, but at least 10 days.
That's all you're going to take after a world tour?
Yeah.
10 days?
Yeah.
You're mad. I'd be off for 6 months.
I wouldn't know what to do with myself for 6 months.
Do you think, like, this is where I want to be in 10 years or 20 years or 30 years? Or do you just take what comes, take it real slowly?
Well, I'm not really specific past about a year ahead of myself. I mean, I have visions of myself. I mean, I know that I want to make more movies. I want to keep writing music.
Right.
and recording. I'm sure that I will get involved in other things in my life. I just know that's, as I've grown, my interests have expanded and my artistic expression has expanded. So, and I'm not really sure what that is.
What about in your personal life?
That's the other thing. I mean, I would love to have a family,
have children, and all that kind of stuff. So
I don't know when, but
so you're 31 years old now.
Yeah.
31 years old now. Obviously, you're gonna have children probably within the next 9 years.
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
Okay, so you're still you can never be unfamous now. You know, you're famous for the rest of your life, whatever happens. So, what kind of environment would you like to bring your children up in?
Well, I definitely have to send them to a Catholic school.
Really? That surprises me. Would you?
Yeah, I think I would.
Because you've had a lot of qualms about your own faith, haven't you?
No, I don't. I don't know. I mean, the thing that I appreciated about Catholic school for me while I was growing up, aside from the issues of Catholicism that I disagree with, was basically that there was a kind of attentiveness that you don't get in public schools here. But
Right.
I guess I just would find a good private school to send them to. But God knows that's hard to do.
Yeah, and also the safety aspect in LA. A lot of stars, like move to England because it's a little bit safer. And,
Schools are supposed to be really great in England. Maybe I'll move there. Oh, but then paparazzi will be on my front door.
Are they worse in Britain than they are here? Are they really the worst in the world?
Yeah, for me they are.
In what way? Are they vindictive, or they just
They're
don't
relentless. They're relentless. They're just never not there.
give up? Really?
Yeah.
So would that stop you from moving to London, or
Unless they
pack it
unless
in?
we made a pact or something. Okay, I'll see you on Tuesday and Thursday every week.
How happy would you say you are now with everything that's happening to you? Or are you too busy to even think about it?
No, I'm really happy about my show. It's definitely when you have a dream about something and you envision things in your head, and slowly they come to life, and you see the set and it's what you dreamed of, and you see the pieces and it's what you dreamed of, then you think that life is good and that it's possible to achieve your goals. I mean, obviously I'm exhausted and I wish that I wasn't so tired, but I don't think you can have something this good unless you work your ass off.
Does that gall you when you think of like 8 years? How many years ago did you leave Michigan to go to New York?
I don't know. I'm too tired to do the math.
Must be about 12 maybe. Were you 18, 19, something like that?
17.
17. So does it gall you when you think back? I mean, it's not that long ago that you were working in Dunkin' Donuts and looking for French fries in Burger King in the dustbins.
I think it's funny.
Do you?
Yeah.
Can you comprehend?
I can definitely say I started at the bottom.
Yeah. But I mean, can you comprehend what's happened? Are you at home with everything?
I can comprehend it because I've gone through it, and I know how I've gone through it, and it's been a long process. I mean, I've been there every step of the way. I could say that when I was at that point, I could never have comprehended this.
Right.
Absolutely. I mean, I never could imagine that I would have the things I have, that I would do the things that I'm doing, that I would know what I know. But, I don't think anyone can.
In terms of the way that you got to how you are now and the things that have happened to you, do you have many regrets?
No.
Nothing. Would you have done anything differently?
No.
Even the bad things?
The bad things happen for a reason, and mistakes are teachers. You know what I mean? Everybody makes mistakes. And if you don't have mistakes to teach you, then what do you learn from? You know what I mean?
I've just been reading through all your biogs and all the facts and figures about Madonna and stuff, and your, millions and millions of pounds in your bank account. Do you know how much you've got in your bank account?
No.
You don't?
And furthermore, when people say how much money I make, they talk about my gross, not like after I pay off all my percentages that I owe my managers and my agents and the taxes.
And the 100 people working here?
Yeah. Let's just say I'm comfortable.
I'm very comfortable in her comfortable trailer.
Yes.
But what about, I've read that you're a very good businesswoman. I mean, are you aware
of where all the money goes?
Yeah. Do you have companies and things like that?
Yeah, I have different corporations, and I have a business manager that handles everything, and I bug him regularly. So,
how much of your time, say per day, is spent organising just your business affairs, let alone tours and all that kind of stuff?
I'd say about 2 hours a day.
Are you involved in any kind of charity work? I know you do a lot for AIDS benefits. Can you tell me a little bit about what you've been doing?
Well,
with that recently.
I mean, I'm very involved with APLA, which is AIDS Project Los Angeles. I'm involved in a lot of fundraising for them, whether it's art auctions, or, for instance, there's a dance marathon here that I was involved in last year, where you get people that sponsor you for as many hours as you can dance, and then all the money goes to AIDS research.
How many hours do you do?
I was there, I guess I was there for about 12 hours.
God.
So I'm real involved in that, and just on a personal level, I have a lot of friends with AIDS, just sort of dealing with them, you know, and being there for them and helping them out.
In the Like a Prayer album sleeve, there was a little leaflet all about basically explaining about AIDS and condoning safe sex, encouraging safe sex. I mean, do you think that's just in LA? I mean, you live the LA lifestyle. Are people changing? I mean,
I think
are
so.
people's attitudes changed? Are people being
I can
sensible?
only judge by the youth, really, that I work with. I mean, the dancers and stuff, and I listen to them, and I mean, I overhear what they say, and and you know, I have some younger brothers and sisters, and from what I can judge from the people around me, I think that people really are changing their lifestyles. And saying that they would never have sex without using a rubber and stuff like that. And I think people are much more careful about who they sleep with.
How do you think you would be yourself if you were 18 and living in this age? Would you have been sensible?
Absolutely. I would be sensible if I were 18 now. I am sensible now.
Have you always been sensible?
About some things, yes. But I mean, when it's a life-threatening issue, I'm sensible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wear my seatbelt and I wear a rubber. I mean, it's just...
You wear
don't wear them, you know, but you know what I mean? I mean, it depends. I mean, I could say that I'm not sensible about some things, but...
Right.
and the rainforest is another thing that I'm pretty active in, just raising public awareness about what's happening down there. And I did a benefit concert in New York a while back to raise money, you know, for the people, to raise money for a lot of reasons, for people to go and lobby against the American corporations that are going down there and getting these Brazilian people to, like, saying they're paying them this money to get rid of all their trees. Meanwhile, you know, the ozone layer is drifting away, and we'll all have hamburgers and no air to breathe.
So, what do you reckon? Where do you reckon Madonna's going to be in 10 years? Is she going to have rollers in her hair and 3 screaming kids around her feet?
No.
Dragging them around the world?
No. I'll never have rollers in my hair. And I will never have children that scream.
They'll all be good. They'll all be angels.
I'll tape their mouths.
Have their tongues cut out.
Exactly.
Do you think you'll get married again?
I don't know.
Do you want to get married again?
I don't know. I'm still getting over the last one. Ask me in a couple of years.
But you wouldn't like to see yourself at 50 on your own, would you?
I don't know.
Isn't life for sharing, though?
Yeah, but you don't have to be married to be with somebody.
Even though you've had a lot of qualms about, your Catholicism and stuff, is it still ingrained in you that at the end of the day, you get married and you have children, you bring them up in the Catholic faith?
No, not anymore. It used to be that way with me, but I don't believe that anymore. I think the most important thing in life is to be happy and to have friends and to find at least one person that you can be really intimate with. That's it.
How attainable do you think it is?
I think it's attainable. I just have to be open to it and willing to, put the time in, because it's work.
Do you think it's going to be Warren? You're going to be sitting within your rocking chair when you're 50 years old?
It could be. It's possible. Yeah.
Do you find that your family are a little bit kind of hesitant about your relationship with him because of the age difference?
Not at all.
How big is the gap?
He's 22 years older than me.
And there's no kind of...
With my family?
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Do you find...
No, they like him.
Really? Mm-hmm. And what about, I read somewhere that somebody asked you how you felt about, his big Romeo, big sex symbol, all the beautiful women and all that kind of stuff. And it must knock you a little bit, even though you may be very secure in a relationship with him.
Yeah, it does. But then the thing is, he's with me now.
Yeah.
He chose me. So, another way of looking at it is just to say that he has got really good taste and that I'm in good company.
Do you ever see any of his old flames around LA and stuff?
Definitely.
You getting any evil kind of looks or anything?
No.
No?
No, the one thing about Warren is that he's on good terms with all of his exes. He stays friends with them all. Yeah. I don't know how he manages it.
Are you any good at doing that kind of thing?
Hell no. No.
It's all or nothing with you.
That's right.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
For talking to us. It's been really good. The best of luck with the tour. I'll be there along with about 75,000 other people watching you. Be sure to wave to me.
Okay, I will.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Radio 1 online, www.bbc.co.uk/Radio 1.
5 to 1 and a blonde woman in a pink baseball cap emerges from the Hyde Park Hotel in London with a group of minders in matching green shirts. It's Madonna and the chase is on.
Come on.
It's now about 100 people in pursuit. Photographers, fans with cameras, reporters, some of them on bikes. Guys, you're too close. One of the minders pushing me out of the way. See my microphone?
Come on, lads, stay over to the side.
Just being pushed out of the way.
Come on, if you can't run, get out of the way. Come on.
Now 2 cameras getting the same treatment from the bloke with the tattoos at the front.
Come on.
I was following the crowd a lot, and one of the guys just grabbed hold and had a few words of abuse at me and told me to back off. And a final passing, a knee in the groin, and went off with the rest of the crowd.
They pushed me to go away, told me go away, something like that.
You're really little. Those big minders are pushing all over the place.
Yes.
Go in. Go right.
You are an extremely organized person. You're a workaholic, but that's too easy to say that. A lot of people work very hard. But you are very disciplined, as you've inferred. And I wonder where that comes from, the background to the discipline.
I think it's a combination of a few things. The way I was raised, you know. And
how were you raised? Tell me.
Well, I went to Catholic schools for most of my life. My father was a real disciplinarian, very strict, and you know, would get up every morning, go to church before you go to school, and wear a uniform. And when we got home from school, we changed our clothes, we did our chores, we did our homework, we ate dinner, we weren't allowed to watch television, and it was a very kind of regimented life until we got older, you know, and then I went to public school the last 2 years of high school. That's the opposite in England. Private is public and public is private. I don't understand that, but...
You put it perfectly.
Right. Anyway, so I think having that, my father was very much into working, you know, he didn't like us to have idle time. If we didn't have schoolwork to do, then he found work for us to do around the house. He thought that we should always be productive and make good use of our time. He was very adamant about that, so I'm sure that had a lot to do with it.
Given a strict Catholic upbringing and your father's intensity, how did he feel when you started showing signs of wanting to be, I don't know, what would you call it, a thespian?
Yeah, he wasn't thrilled. He wasn't thrilled because he didn't understand it, you know. I mean, my father came from a very poor family, and, you know, his parents came over on the boat from Italy, and he was the youngest of 6 boys, and he was the only one who got a college education, and it was very important to him that, you know, we went to school and we got, you know, I was offered a scholarship at the University of Michigan, and that we utilized our intelligence and our opportunities and went to school and did the things that he never, or his brothers never got a chance to do. And, you know, me saying, well, you know, I don't want to go to college, I want to be a dancer, I want to go to New York, and, you know, it just didn't make any sense to him, because it wasn't something that you could, I mean, dancing seems like a hobby, you know what I mean, not something serious, something that you could make a living at, and that's what he was, you know, he wanted us all to have a good, strong educational background so that we could all be assured to having good jobs and a good future. And what can your father think when you say that?
Well,
you know?
Given that he cares about you, and given that he obviously wanted to protect you, didn't he try and stop you doing it?
But, you know, you can't put chains around my ankles.
No, right. How does he feel now?
I think now I think it's taken a long, long time, because for many years nothing was ever happening, you know. And I'd call him up and say, well, now I'm dancing, well, now I'm in France, now I'm singing, and now I'm back in the United States, now I have a band, I play drums, I play guitar, or now I have a record deal, you know, until the records started coming out and he saw me on television and could see the records in his hand. I don't think he ever understood that I was really serious about it and that it was ever going to come to anything. And then, you know, he saw me in concert. I think it took him a really long time to really understand what I do and take me seriously. And you can't really appreciate someone until you do understand